Hey, it's Gazbot. This is the horror production update, number 13. I'm gonna jump. I mean, you can't.
Hi! It's me, Gazbot, and this is the horror production report, update number 13. I once again sort of sitting in front of the area where I do toy reviews and stuff. This is going to be a hodgepodge video. Bookending it. The beginning here is at the end. My dad went home a day or two ago, so we're looking at over 2 weeks of updates. I'm going to come back at the end here again to sort of recap. But basically, I tried to get a little bit of filming in every day, or if I missed a day, I tried to recap. The short version is I didn't get as much work done as I'd like to, but more than I usually do when someone's in from out of town. So let's just go ahead. I'll throw all that in. You'll get this hodgepodge. Some of it's as boring as me saying today was nothing, go, and then other stuff where we went on little adventures, like the one you saw at the beginning. Oh, anyway. Let's watch together. Well, I'm not going to watch it. Well, I guess I will because I'm going to edit after this. Anyway, so for the first day, I actually was able to It's Thursday. Mini golf. Good.
Legend has it, these dragons have slept here since the dawn of the Mycosonic Age. They hunger, the yellow one in particular, Mustard his name, waits to be fed by a shining globe, a small golf ball that will awaken him to devour all the children. Challenge accepted. I shall ruin the children, having Mustard devour them to feed him all the golf.
Yo, who has the best hole? It's Fort Apache! Nope! Nope!
I have not yet worked on the Horror A4 today. I did get a little bit of work done, but I had a couple samples from Collection DX toy samples that I need to do reviews on, so I spent the time I had this morning on that. Later on, we're going to see Kevin Smith, but in between those two things, that's when I'm going to try to get some work done on the horror. So far this week, I've been doing a good job on averaging close to 2 hours, so I want to keep that up. There's one seagull chilling out with all the ducks. Hey, yo, quack, quack. Yo, I'm a duck, like you guys, right? Everything's cool. What? Seagull? What? No seagull. Quack, quackity, quack, quack. Yeah, I love floating in water and making green poops and stuff. So, yeah, we're all ducks, right? So I think this is what I got done that day, which was mainly panel 5. I remember redrawing that hand a few times. I'm still not thrilled with it, but again, just trying to let it be done. And I realized some of the transitions here are not going to be great. I have the bookends in the beginning and the end, but I'm going to try to explain that basically I did some updates, but I didn't mention what day it was or what work I'd got done. So I'm going to intersperse work I get done, but I might be a little bit off in the days of when they were put up, versus the actual days I did them. The day we were at that park just then, the next day is what you're going to be seeing next, which is when we had gone to some estate sales and yard sales and things like that, and then we ate at Old Spaghetti Factory. So this was the work I believe I had done up to this point, and now we're going to transition to the next day. And begin! Even when I go out to eat at a semi-fancy restaurant, still, I find video games. It's a talent. And what a video game it is. Look, it's Egg Venture. where you shoot egg people on what? Day, and now I'm at Santa Cruz Boardwalk. Slush puppy starts with lemon lime, 1/4 fill. Well done. Secondary, orange, 1/4 fill. Engage. More. Good. Stop. Watermelon, final ingredient. Fill almost completely to the top. Perfect. If you can fit some strawberry, do it. If not, that's fine. Perfect. Well done. For me, getting a slush puppy is almost worth the entire trip down here. They are delicious and refillable and multi-layered. And brain freezy, sugary good. Slush puppies. Worth the trip. The sheriff of the arcade is Wari. Ho! He pulls his trigger. Ah, but too late. The slow sheriff of the arcade gets ready. He pulls. He puts it away. He gets ready. Oh, he shot him right in the belly. Hey, it's me. Gas. Look at what finally came to Santa Cruz. Yes, the Star Wars Battle Pod. The first Star Wars game since Pod Racer, and the first truly real Star Wars game since the trilogy game that came out in the 90s. Look at this first person beauty. Well, you can't really see what's going on right now, but trust me, it's great. This is Quellen, Pink 5. Going on her Death Star trench run to protect the rebel base on the Yavin moon. One of the moons, Yavin. Pew pew! This is Niles. Niles, the stark sleepiness, nestled in the mountains, where 75% of the stores are closed on Monday and Tuesday. Hazoo. Zoetropes found? Walking around Niles, it's a weird, like, tiny town where Charlie Chaplin, I guess, got his start. It's like 2 or 3 blocks long. There's a train station that looks like it's out of the 40s and has never been used since, but it's nice and clean. Everything's clean and perfect, but there's like nobody here. Half the stores are closed on Monday, and yeah, have not done any work on the horror the last 3 days. What little time I've had to work on things, I have been getting Collection DX reviews done that I had to get done because I got samples. You have 2 weeks, so it's sort of like a job thing, which again is client work I enjoy and want to do, but shouldn't be taking precedence. Probably later today I will try to get some work done on the horror inking. I want to finish up page 4, start page 5, but that is where we are right now, and that wind and sun are killing me. Well, it's Tuesday, and yesterday I did get, wow, that sun is crazy. Oh, it's not working. Now it just looks like I'm farting hard. There it goes. Sun is not cooperating with me. Anyway, it's Tuesday, and yesterday I did get to work on the horror. I'd have to look at my notes, but it was about 2 hours plus, 2.5 hours, something like that. I'll go ahead and show you what I did right this way. Have not yet worked on the horror today. Today I did some bills and that kind of, paperworky kind of stuff. And I also cleaned the kitchen, which took me about 2 hours. I don't understand how people clean and it doesn't take them all day. It took me 2 hours to clean the kitchen, and I was sweating my ass off when I did it. I had to take a shower afterwards, which is also typical of when I am cleaning. I'm walking around outside. I just got the mail, and I'm going in circles because I keep almost running into a person, so I'm like sort of playing Pac-Man with people being the ghosts in the maze that is my development. Regardless, went to see Terminator again. My dad wanted to see it. I enjoyed it the second time too. I liked it better than Jurassic World. it's just a fun movie. But so hopefully tonight I'll get to work on the horror again. I did have some free time after the movie, but I was working on my Megatron review for CDX, which I have to have done in less than a week. So again, client work-ish. Have not worked on Kid Switch, which I need to do, but also, again, the horror. It's weird. It's been really inconsistent. When I've been able to work on it, I've been getting at least 2 hours in, but every day I haven't. So I don't know what my average is going to be at the end. I guess we'll find out. And that is the update for Tuesday day. So it's Wednesday, and I'm here in the Japanese fish garden by my house, which is awesome and beautiful with Dad. Yesterday, I did not get to work on the horror. I had to finish up the Megatron review, and it took longer than I thought. And yeah, it just didn't happen. So today, though, what am I going to say? Say it along with me, folks. Hopefully I'll do some later. Ha ha!
Yo, I got a neck like an umbrella. I am a fella who likes walking around on my stalks than my legs. Walking by this tree, going by this rock. But let me tell you now, I pooped.
Look at these executives. All this beauty around us, and they're just waiting to get inside and have some coffee and whiskey in their fabulous, goosey executive lifestyle. Look around you. Look at the nature. And they're missing out. Look at that one come zooming out. They think I have food. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have food. Look how fuzzy they are. There's my dad breaking the law. Now he's getting ready to break the tree or his ass. That was very anticlimactic. What? Right. What happened? Now you're done with your lunch, your business meeting, going back to work? Fine. Fine. Living in your castle. Castle made of grass.
Nothing I love better than troughs to pee in.
Lighting! Lighting! I was recording the CDX show and I had these lights set up. You normally can't see them in frame. Oh, what? Today's Thursday, that's right. This is going to be a real weird hodgepodge, I feel, video of quick clips of me going, it's today, it's today, it's today. But you know what? The good news is that when my dad goes and everything, I can just get this up and it won't be a huge delay any more than there already is. From your perspective. From my perspective? Time! Anyway, I have not worked on the horror today. Yesterday I worked on the horror for an hour and a half. Today, went to like a county fair thing, which is not something I normally go to, but my dad was interested, so we went. And here's some little tidbits of what happened there. Whoa! And then, as I said, I just got done recording the newest Collection DX toy review show, which will probably be up by the time this is up, so I'll put the link below. Unfortunately, you will hear me but not see me. My camera would not work. I get really frustrated. Like, we've all had the technical issues during the V100s and stuff. I got a new webcam. Brand new. And not a super top of the line, but not a crappy one. It's like a Logitech. It's a brand name. Restarted my computer. Restarted Skype. Plugged and unplugged my thing. Could not get it to work. And it's just really frustrating. But that has nothing to do with my work, which is the Horror A4. Which I have not worked on today. Getting ready to make dinner. It's been kind of a busy day. Hopefully I can do some later tonight. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And you know, when let's go, Rangers. Yeah, let's just go. Recently, I read more and more trade paperbacks. This is put out from Image, Mark Miller, and Goran Parlov. The cover is, I think, what's that guy's name? John Cassaday. Starlight. It's kind of exactly what you think you're going to get. It's sort of a Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers type guy as an old man back on Earth, and he's called back into action. And it's pretty great. You can see the art inside is different from the art on the cover. It's a little bit more cartoony. Not a lot of cross-hatching and stuff, just line work and flat colors. Very retro, fits it very well. I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the story. If you're looking for something super deep or super thought-provoking, you're not going to get it. But if you want a self-contained, fun adventure story, Starlight. Okay, YouTube video of the 100's member Mike Emmerich queued up, ready to go.
dramatic face, narrating what I'm about to do.
Cintiq, power on. Eventually, Photoshop is go. Cat 1 is go. Cat 2 is go.
It's time to work on the horror.
Today is Friday, and I just went out to this flea market in San Jose with my dad. It was mostly closed, but we got a few things. Then got some Orange Julius. We're going to be going out for dinner and movies with Q later. I've got about an hour and 45 minutes. I'm going to try to do an hour and a half on the horror right now. And as you can see, all systems are initialized.
And we will begin thusly.
Pencils down, or stylus as the case may be. It has been 1.5 hours. I did 1.5 hours of digital inks on the Horror Ray 4. Here's the panel that I mostly got done. But yes, and so now I'm going off to see a movie. I don't know if I'll do any more tonight. So stay tuned for more of these micro updates in a normal-sized episode of me, Gazbot, working on what? The horror production go for bits. Getting a weird filtery light thing coming from that light. But this is a guerrilla style, quick and dirty sort of montage of videos I'm doing, so we're just gonna barrel through. Friday, San Jose flea market with my dad. It was like half closed. It was bizarre. I don't recommend going to the San Jose flea market, at least not on a Friday. It was more than half closed. Didn't get much there, but the sun drained us and whatever. Did some work on the horror, some inking on page 5. I didn't record how long. I failed at that. And then in the evening we see Trainwreck, which was pretty funny. Yesterday, today's Sunday, Deanza flea market, much better. The sun killed me. We were out there for 3.5 hours. I had sunscreen on. There was one part of my arm I missed a little bit, and I thought I had poison ivy or something because I had mottled red, and that was just the one little area that I had missed a little bit. It was pretty successful. Got a few things. Got some cheap Power Ranger figures. These guys were like $1 or $2 a piece. This was nice and shiny. I'm a sucker for shiny. And I got a little mini display case for Q for some of her stuff and whatever. And so then got back. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Got back and no work on the horror. That's what my note says. Saturday, no work on the horror. Today, Sunday, an even more full day. Yesterday was actually not that full, but like when I got back, I couldn't do anything for hours. I'm a big wimp when it comes to being out in the sun. So today we went to Japantown, San Francisco. They had a festival there. Here's this. Lovely Japanese music at the festival. And the festival was all right. They didn't have a lot of vendors that I was particularly interested in, but they had some music, and that wasn't. Some of the music was related to the like Asian American thing, and some not so much. But I did get a lovely okonomiyaki, which is sort of a cabbage pancake thing, which I hadn't had since Japan, and it was really good. It was, I mean, almost as good as what I got in Japan. After which we went to Alameda, which is just a little downtown area. Stopped at a vintage toy shop there just on the way to go get some food at this diner called Red Onion, which I enjoy quite a bit. I got a toy that I'm not going to show you. Maybe later. No work on the horror. It's like 10:30 at night now, Sunday. Theoretically, I could do some work, but I'm burnt. I'm really burnt. I was doing pretty good getting some work in, and it's like most of what I'm doing is like fun, but it's exhausting. And you know, in between I'm still doing like house stuff like laundry and things like that. Luckily I haven't had any client work, but it's this thing of like if I have client work, I can then I have no choice but to work on it. Whereas when I have family like my dad, and he's not being particularly demanding of my time or anything, but it's still like, I feel like, oh, he's here, I'm not hanging out with him, and, so it's harder to pull myself away during the day or during activities or whatever. And then at night when I get back, I'm pretty beat. And I know everyone's beat, and Kevin's beat, and we're all beat, but again, it's just like outdoor physical activity kind of stuff. It's not the same as like when I've worked at a computer, or even when I used to work at retail or whatever. There's just something about being outside, which is why I feel for people that have, blue collar, day laborer type work. Like they deserve all the props in the world and more money than they get, because it's, I don't know, I hate the sun. Just like this. If this was the sun, I'd hate it. It feels like a filtery sun. Anyway, tomorrow we're going outside and going to go zip lining. Probably have an interesting video. And then Tuesday morning he's leaving. And then I have a few days until my other two friends show up. So I think I have like 5 days. And in that time I need to finish a page of Kid Switch, take care of some car stuff, a lot of like household life stuff that's fallen behind. I do have a car now. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. While my dad was here, he helped me pick out a car, which is cool. So I have a car, which is weird that I haven't had a car in so long. I bought some stickers for it today. Yeah, but I already have like those 5 days in between. I have a list of like, these are the things I must get to. One of the things is like get a lot of work done on the horror, but unfortunately, it's not like that's all I can do during that time. I was gonna say something more profound, and I'm forgetting what it was. I still don't remember. I had some sort of topic-y, art-relevant thing beyond just the usual blather of what I did this day and how much work I got done, just sort of like an actual topic that I thought of earlier today, and it's completely blank in my mind. So hopefully it'll come up again. But in the meantime, I did go ahead and pick up this, which is the thing I got at the vintage toy shop. It's like $6 or $7. It didn't have batteries in it. I asked them to see batteries. They put them in. Got them for free. I kind of love it because it makes light and sound. Two of my favorite things. For example... Huh? And then you spin this. Oh! Yeah, anyway, it does a lot more than that, but I'm not going to bore you with it. Let's move on to Monday.
I can't see this way. Alright, we're going again.
Some pressure, Michael Jackson. Moonwalking.
Wow.
Wow!
Oh my gosh.
Yoo-hoo!
That's
Look at him go.
pretty crazy.
Go, go, go Rangers.
It's morphin' time. This is super fun. Everybody, you should all do this.
This is our last big thrill, man.
And then I'll awkwardly get up.
Oh, are we doing it?
My upper body strength is not what it should be.
No, it's hard. It's hard to get back up when you're below the platform. That's why.
Well, it's Monday night, and I haven't recorded in here in quite a while. This is my bedroom, and the lighting is odd. I like the way my case looks like some sort of magic crystal garden. But anyway, today I did not work on the horror, unfortunately, but did go ziplining. Anyway, that was that, and it pretty much dovetailed into me coming home and doing a few things on email and stuff, and then immediately going out to eat, and then watching a movie, and no work got done. However, tomorrow morning, which is actually a couple hours from now, I will be taking my dad to the airport at 5:30 in the morning, and it's about midnight now, so I'm going to try to sleep for a few hours, do that, and then tomorrow I will be father-free, and hopefully get some work done. I'll definitely be getting some housework done and some mental relaxation done, and yeah, bed. 5:15 a.m. It's dark out. I'm about to drive.
That's really restless as if before my alarm. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
It's 20 minutes later. I just got home, and I guess it's that weird time where in that 20 minutes we went from pitch black to, well, that looks super bright, but you can see the sky behind me where it's actually quite pleasant. Less pleasant being awake at this hour, but let me see if I can get another shot of that. That's pretty fabulous. That's the kind of sky people paint and put dragons fighting maidens with krakens, and anyway, I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to sleep or not. Let's find out. Okay, it is still Tuesday. I did actually get to go back to sleep. I laid in bed for a while, tossed and turned, and eventually got a few more hours sleep, so I got up at like 10. It's now like 11. I had breakfast, watched a little Daily Show, and I've been motivating myself to get up and do something. I gotta clean up the house from Dad staying here, the futon's still out, that kind of stuff. I have things like cleaning the litter box and taking out garbage and normal daily stuff. I have things that have piled up, and of course I haven't worked on the horror in like 3 or 4 days. Arguably I haven't had time with the activities that have been going on. In reality, I have literally had a few hours here and there where I could have been working, and I should have been, but I've just, like I said, I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of physically and mentally burnt. I still feel that now, even though I got a little bit more sleep. So I'm gonna make myself get up and start putting the house together, because I find that weirdly, doing housework and physical, you know, like putting away the futon and cleaning up after the cats, that kind of stuff, while it's not glamorous, it is still productive. So I'm still like, okay, well, I'm doing something that's productive and I'm getting myself going, even if it's not on the horror or on other artwork type stuff. And sometimes that'll jumpstart me into feeling like working on other productive things like the horror. So I'm going to start off cleaning the house, and then I guarantee I'm going to work on the horror today. It's just a matter of how much. And so expect another update, possibly again today, Tuesday. Sitting at my desk, but don't be fooled, I still haven't worked on the horror. And it is still Tuesday. It's like a little after 5 o'clock. I've done like a ton of loads of laundry, taken out the garbage, I've cleaned up the cat stuff, I've done the dishes, I've just been doing house stuff. And then in between, I had boxes and boxes of stuff I needed to eBay. It was already set up to go, but I needed to actually list them. And I did that, but that took a couple hours, and just time caught up, and now it's a little after 5, and I gotta take a shower and get ready to go out, because we're seeing the Dragon Ball movie tonight, which is cool, and whatever, but yeah, still no horror. So, worst case scenario, when I get home tonight, after everything else, I'll put in at least a half hour. I'm not feeling as burnt as I was, and I don't feel good about the fact I haven't worked on it in a few days, so even if I just put a half hour in just to get back in there, I'm going to do that, and then, yeah. So, there's a lot of updates for one day, so deal with it. Hey, let's make a deal with it. What? Hey, it's me again, Casbot, and it's still Tuesday. It's a bit after midnight, like 12:15, I think, and I did work on the horror. I did an hour, so it wasn't a great amount. It was more than 30 minutes, and it really was just like forcing myself to do it. Went to saw the Dragon Ball movie. It was pretty fun. I got, oh god, I hate going to the movies when people talk. Like, and this, I mean, nobody likes it, but it bothers some people more than others, to greater degrees, whatever. I don't like when people talk in my house when something's on TV. I'm always pausing it, like, oh, okay, you done? Great. You know, and I don't mind, like, well, here, okay, so we're watching the movie, and people are talking as the movie's starting, or whatever, and I'm like, oh, and these people next to me are just talking and talking and talking, and I'm like, okay, well, nothing's really happened yet, there's still the opening credits, or whatever, I'll let it go, you know, because the other thing is, I'm not afraid to confront people, but when I do, it gets me so stressed out and pumped up that, like, I have trouble relaxing and enjoying the movie after that, so, I wait, the credits come on, the movie's really going now, and they're still talking, and it's not just like, oh, hey, could I have some popcorn, or, oh, what did he say, you know, like little things that are annoying, but, like, are life and I could ignore. It's, like, just non-stop commentary. They're laughing at the jokes, they're cheering at the punches and stuff, all this stuff that's totally normal and forgivable and part of the fun experience of watching it together, but then there's, like, just, yo, what happened in, like, you know, the earlier part of this story, not in the movie we're watching, but, like, you know, in the last movie, and, oh, who's that guy, what's his name? I'm, like, it's annoying me, but I'm like, it's somewhat related to what's happening, you know, you should ask later, but then they're like, yeah, did you see that thing on YouTube that had this, blah, 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 and then it just then commenting on what's happening on the screen, like Mystery Science Theater, only not witty, you know, just like, literally, like, he's like, I'm gonna shoot this thing, and he's like, yo, wait for it, there it is, like, just like, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, like, try to be cool about it, so I lean over, and this is after, like, 5 or 10 minutes of this, I lean over and I'm like, hey guys, like, you really gotta stop talking. I could hear everything you're saying. And my delivery was pretty much just like that. I wasn't asking them, I was telling them, but I was being as calm and polite as I could and letting them know that, like, I can hear them. So, I mean, if they started whispering and kept talking and I couldn't hear them, then good for them. But, like, I really could hear everything they were saying. And I was sitting where there was an empty seat to my right, and then there was the 3 of them. And I'm not sure which one of them was. One of them was clearly the big talker. It seemed like they were the one there to entertain their friends, you know? But anyway, time goes on, and the movie goes on, and they shut up for a little while, but then they start, like, you know, sneaking back in, and again, it starts with, like, a laugh and a cheer and things that are, like, acceptable, And then it gets to be like, you know, and it's like I said, it's Dragon Ball thing. Like Goku, something happens to him and he falls down. And it's like, yo, yeah, so you still think Superman could beat Goku? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Dip, check this out. Oh, he said that, blah, blah. And just like a running commentary on everything that happened in the movie. And like mostly when it wasn't like big actiony fighty stuff where like I wouldn't really be able to hear it. It was mostly during like dialogue and quiet scenes where it was like super clear. And I'm sitting there trying to ignore it, and eventually I just can't anymore. And I lean over and I'm like, hey, shut up! And they did. And amazingly, you know, they were younger. I don't know how old they were. Q thinks they were teenagers. They might have been early 20s. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. There was 2 or 3 of them, and it could have been an argument. They could have wanted to fight. You know, like, you never know, you know. And I tried to ask them politely, and then I yelled at them. So once I yell at them, it's a confrontation. But I can't enjoy the movie with them doing that. But I did that. They shut up, and then I sit there seething for the next couple minutes. Like, I'm not really angry anymore because they've shut up, but it's like my just adrenaline. I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. I can hate it. But, oh, I cursed. I normally try not to curse. I apologize for that. But, so yeah, that was that. Got home, ate some dinner. Worked on the horror for an hour. Did not get a lot done. I finished up the inks on one panel I was working on, and I started the next one. And I was wrestling with that old faux perspective again. And it was like, as a scene, it's a medium shot scene. Well, I'll go ahead and throw up the rough of the scene right here. So I was trying to, in that rough, I freehanded this sort of stuff. That's Boots, and there's like a vendor behind her, and I freehanded? I don't know. Just whatever. I didn't do in perspective. I just kind of guessed, you know, my best estimate of what the perspective would be like on those shelves. And when I started trying to ink that, it wasn't looking right. And so then I was like, okay, well, let me kind of put a vanishing point here and guess the rest. Nope. Like, every time I try to skip those, like, technical perspective steps, it always messes me up. And when I talk to people, they're like, oh, well, once you get used to it, you can kind of fake it. I can never kind of fake it. I mean, I can, but it doesn't, it's obvious, at least to me, that it's not correct. And so then I had to do the thing where my paper's this big, and to get the vanishing points to look correct at all, I have to put it way off the page. You know, it's digital, but now it's like way out here, and I have like a 33-inch page. And I hate it, and I know there's an easier way, and I don't know if it's just a matter of getting the experience that I can fake it, as people say, or what. But yeah, it's annoying. And anyway, so I spent most of my hour trying to fake it and eventually giving in and just doing the real perspective. And that's really all I did was like kind of build the framework of the stand, and then I populate it with like food and things and like that. And I got halfway through populating, and that's what I did today. So that's it for now. I'm probably going to make this video tomorrow after I do my work, being Wednesday. So I'll probably bookend it and blah, blah, blah. So the next thing you see will probably be me going, hey, here's the end of the blah, blah, blahs. Okay, goodbye. And here I am once again at the end to bookend this whole kit and caboodle. That's right, this whole doggy strudel. This whole horsey foodle. I lost it. Never really had it though, so whatever. Just rhymes and animals. Nonsense. Me. Not do nonsense. What is happening? Anyway, so today is Wednesday. So my dad went home Monday, and then I caught up on some stuff yesterday. Today, I caught up on a little bit of stuff, but I really made my effort to, like, horror. I'm working on the horror today. And I looked at the time I had put in up to this point, and I realized that my average was something like 45 minutes a day, which is not an hour and a half, which I've been doing. It's not 2 hours, which I want to be doing. It's not beyond that. But it's just, like, anemic. And that's because there were so many days that I didn't work on the horror while my dad was in town. And so I sat down and did the math and said, how many hours would I have to do today to bring that average up to an hour and a half? And it was more hours than I could put in. But I found out that if I put in, like, 4 hours and 45 minutes, it would bring the average up to 1 hour a day. So it's kind of cheating because the whole point is to work on it every day, but I use that as an excuse. I put in 5 hours today is the point I'm getting at. I did a lot of inking on page 5 or whatever page I'm on, and that was all today. So that since today is part of the update, I averaged 1 hour a day for the last 2.5 weeks or whatever it is. So that's not a strong average, but again, by thinking about it that way, on the one hand I cheated and rose my average, but on the other hand, it got me to do 5 hours today when I really had other stuff I could or should do. But I put that to the side and focused on the horror. So, 1 hour average. Now, here's the other thing. Well, I'll go ahead and show you where I'm at. I'm still working on the same page, and I'll just show you. I have most of it done. I'm on the final panel of this page. And this has been sort of a tedious page to work on, just because the police, the MPs, have like all this armor and stuff I have to get reasonably consistent at least. And there's a lot of perspective in the background, which then gets obscured by characters, but I find that when I try to just do a little line here and there without kind of drawing through, it comes out looking weird. So anyway, it's been a labor-intensive page that is still not completed, but I am on final panel. Enough talking, here is where I'm at right now. I'm playing patty cake with myself and the camera and you. Yes, you and me are playing patty cake. No, we're done. I said I was going to not be nonsensical. Can you hear the squeaking? This chair is squeaking. Anyway, if you hear it, I apologize. Oh, a talking point. I had mentioned in one of my earlier videos, and I had a talking point, and I forgot what it was. I since remembered what it was, and here is what it is. When I did the roughs for this book, some pages were very rough, like gesture drawings, placement kind of stuff. Others were a little bit more finished, where I kind of was like the characters and kind of put some perspective lines in. And some were like quite finished, where they'd be considered rough pencils, you know, where they're rough around the edges, but I had done the perspective, and I had done the expressions, and I had done, you know, the costuming and everything correct. And I'm finding... It's a weird thing. I feel like the fact that I'm kind of wasn't consistent in my roughs is kind of tripping me up a little bit. Originally I thought I was going to do roughs and then sort of a pencil phase and then inks, like a lot of us do, like Kevin Cross does, like I usually would do. But I do find putting in that penciling phase very tedious, although arguably, well not even arguably, objectively the work is going to usually come out better because it's cleaning up things and it's dealing with issues in that phase rather than in inking when I should just be worrying about getting nice lines and things like that. However, you know, it takes me so long to do these pages that it's picking that best of both worlds where it's like better done than good, or better, you know, good than great, or whatever you want to put it, that keeping that extra step in is going to make me not get stuff done, so I'd rather have things done that are less perfect and actually be done, which is funny to say considering like I'm spending seeming like 10-12 hours a page as it is, so I'm like, well, I'm just going to quickly get these pages done. Just 12 hours, that's it. But anyway, so when I started doing sort of the rough pencils in the roughs, I was like, well, that's good, I could just ink straight from that. And that has been useful, but then what'll happen is I'll have that on one panel, and then the next panel will be super rough gestures, and it's like, it's a weird like switch of modes like that where I'd rather just be able to ink the whole page or rough the whole page. So I think there's nothing I can do about it for this issue, but going forward into the next issue, I'm either going to force myself to stick to roughs and then do that penciling phase, or do all the roughs to such a degree that they're sort of finished pencils, because I find I don't know, it's tough because I find myself, it shouldn't be a problem, but it is. It's just like the switching gears on a page, from page to page, from panel to panel. I don't know why, but it's tripping me up more than it should. So I feel like consistency will help with that. I mean, I'm learning as I'm going, just as we all are. It's a weird process, you know. Like I definitely, it's a thing where I definitely lost enthusiasm for this project a long time ago, but I'm still doing it. I'm still committed to finishing it, not just this issue, but the whole story. And I'm proud that I've worked on it as long as I have and as hard as I have, and I hope to do better in the future. And when I finally finish, I'll be super proud. It's like one of the best achievements I've ever done. Even if it's terrible and nobody reads it, just because I finished it. But it is a thing where people say, like, you better be so in love with your idea because you're gonna be sick of it and hate it by the time you're done, in a way. And I can see that. And I'm not sick of it and I don't hate it, but it is a thing where, like, I was pretty excited about the idea up until the point I finished the roughs, and at that point it just got more and more, I'm in mechanical mode now, you know. I'm not being very creative. I mean, even though I'm still cleaning certain things up, I'm not really thinking about shot composition. I'm just like checking costumes against each other, checking perspective, making sure the inking's done, and trying not to take as long as I already am, trying to not take longer than I already am. So it's like when I go, wow, I'm almost done with page 5, inks, I mean, I'm going to have to, like, again, I have to touch up the grays and possibly do the lettering myself, but I'm still like, wow, okay, 5 pages, that's pretty good. Like, you know, a month ago, I didn't have 5 pages, I had 1 or 2, you know, so I see the progress and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even though it's still months away, I can see it. It's like, oh, this is going to happen, but it's still a message. So, you know, I do see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it is a thing where, like, if I didn't if I didn't enjoy this project as much as I did, if I didn't like the characters, if I didn't like the concept, I definitely would have bailed. You know, and when you see people like switching gears, like I've seen it in people doing their 100 days, I've seen it in other things, and I've done it myself. It happens where you're like, oh, I'm bored of this, and you just switch, or you're like, I don't know how the story's gonna end. Like, so I keep coming back to it. I'm so glad I did the writing part. I know where it's gonna end. I have that ending. I've put the pre-production work in, as it were, so that I know I have a solid foundation that I'm working towards, and I have a blueprint, and that when I'm lost, even if I'm working mechanically right now, it's progress. It's getting done, and yeah. So having a blueprint and an idea that I was happy enough with in the beginning keeps me going. I'm kind of rambling a little bit. This video is probably already crazy long, but it's like a 2 to 3 week update, so there you go. You get more bang for your free. I should go. This has been Gazbot for the Horror Production Report Ha ha ha!